Last week I purchased the Bluetti AC30 from Amazon. It retails for $2.99, but I found it on sale for $2.39 plus an additional $40 off coupon. I thought to myself, $200 for a 300 watt hour lithium phosphate battery power station? How could I pass that up? That's only 66 cents per watt hour, which is a very good deal. Let's go over the specs. Bluetti just recently released this model within the past 2 months or so. They are advertising a 300 watt hour lithium phosphate battery, which is very high quality. They claim this battery can handle being cycled through 3,500 times or more. In other words, one cycle happens when you drain the power station all the way from 100% to 0, and then charge it back up again. In comparison, I reviewed the EcoFlow Delta power station, and its battery is only rated for 800 cycles, and then the battery capacity drops way down to 60%, which is very low. So, in other words, this model will last a very long time. The AC30 weighs only 10.4 pounds, so it's light enough that anyone can carry it from place to place without breaking a sweat. It has 2 AC outlet ports, with only one of them having a slot for a grounded plug to fit. There's a 12-volt DC port that you can plug DC appliances into, like a DC fridge for camping. One downside, though, is that the 12-volt outlet is not regulated. It also has one USB-C port and 2 regular USB ports for charging small devices. One nifty feature that I like is that it has a light on the face of it, which has low and high beam and even SOS. Even though it's not as handy as a portable flashlight, it still provides enough light when you're in a bind. Another feature I like that is very rare to find on other power stations is the wireless phone charger on top. I love being able to simply place my phone down and it starts charging without any cords. Bluetti made it so each of the 4 sections can be turned on or off depending on what you need at the moment. There's no actual on button for the entire power station. Simply toggle each section individually. Bluetti provides a small wall charger that can charge it from 0 to full in a whopping 7 to 8 hours. It's only a 42 watt charger with a brick as well. Now, there's pros and cons to this. Because it's such a low input, it will preserve the life of the unit's battery. Anytime you supercharge a battery, it reduces the longevity of the battery. So, if you have the time to charge it slowly, great. Otherwise, there are other power stations on the market that will supercharge much faster. That being said, there is some good news. If you are planning to use this with a solar panel, you can max out the input all the way up to 150 watts, which means it would only take about 3 to 4 hours to fully charge it. This power station can handle up to 300 watts of output, running off of a pure sine wave inverter, which is clean power. So you can trust it to charge your power-sensitive devices like smartphones and computers. It even has a power surge limit of up to 800 watts for 0.6 seconds initially. If these limits are exceeded, there are no beeps or warnings. The unit simply turns completely off after being overloaded. Based on a 300 watt-hour battery, Bluetti claims you can charge a laptop 5 times or GoPro about 55 times. On their website, they say you can run a 32-inch TV for 4.5 hours or a car fridge for 7 hours. I've gone ahead and tested various electric appliances myself that you would typically find around the house, and here's how it went. First off, we'll test this very small 10-watt DVD player, and of course it works. Let's try the small radio boombox.
682-4448. This free guide.
Sure enough, we've got audio. Now let's try out this 90-watt crock pot. Low works. Let's see if high changes anything. I know you can't feel it, but I promise you as I touch the inside, it's getting hot. For this last test, I wanted to show you that it is possible to plug in a power strip and run your devices from there. If you needed, you could plug in multiple items and just use them separately, or all at once as long as they stay under the 300 watt limit. I used my Milwaukee charger to charge both of my 12-volt batteries, and the power station did just fine. The fan only came on once for 1 minute after it had been charging the batteries for about half an hour. The Milwaukee charger consumes about 250 watts roughly. This unit successfully passed my test based on what it promises. Keep in mind what use this power station is intended for. It's very small and is designed for small needs. It's the budget-friendly entry model into the world of very expensive power stations. It has some great features about it that make it highly worth the investment. For me, I love the price point. It only cost me 66 cents on the dollar per watt hour, which is amazing. Be sure to keep an eye out for discounts because I've seen these power stations go on sale frequently. The other main point I love about this unit is that it has a very high quality lithium-ion phosphate battery. I'm reassured knowing that I will get a very long battery life out of it. I also like the form factor and design. They built it like a cube that can fit in a lot of places with all of the inputs and outputs that you need to access on the front of it. It makes it very versatile if you need to place it in a tight spot. Another huge plus about this power station is that the fan only comes on when it's needed. I have also reviewed the EcoFlow R600, which has a fan that kicks on immediately once you turn the AC inverter on. No longer was it a silent alternative to a gas generator. This Bluetti AC30 is fantastic for being silent. It's a very quiet fan if it ever comes on. It's very smart that way. These are the biggest reasons why I love this unit so much. Now, here's a few things I don't like about it. It drives me bonkers that this unit does not tell you specific stats on the screen. For any power station, it is important for me to know the exact percentage of the battery, as well as the input and output watts, so I have an idea of how to monitor the health of the power station. I know this is an entry-level model, but of all things they could have included, this one takes #1 priority. Honestly, that's the main complaint I have about this unit. The only other thing that could be a downside is the non-regulated 12-volt output, which means if you have a 12-volt device, as it drains the battery, the voltage going to your 12-volt device will also drop, instead of staying at a constant 12 volts all the time. Lastly, I could complain that it's only a 300-watt inverter, but I really can't because that's not what this unit was designed for. If you need to run higher wattage devices, Bluetti and several others have those types of products available. Check my links in the description below to see the ones I recommend. Here's my final thoughts. If you need a power station to charge your electronic devices, to power a DC fridge, a CPAP machine, or anything small, the Bluetti AC30 is a great choice at a great price. It's a high-quality power station. But if you need a power station to run power-hungrier devices, then this would not be good for you. It's simply too small for heavier-duty applications. For me, I plan on using it in my lawn care trailer. I have an electric Milwaukee blower, string trimmer, and edger, as well as an electric Toro mower for part of my equipment that all have batteries in need of constant recharging. I'll mount a 100-watt solar panel on the roof of my trailer that will charge the Bluetti AC30 at a steady rate throughout the day. As I go about my business, this unit will be able to keep up with my needs. I'll also have it running a small fan during the day to blow away any gas fumes and cool you down when you walk inside the trailer on a hot day. I'm really excited for my setup this year, and for me, the Bluetti AC30 fits my needs very well. I hope my review has helped influence you in some way to help you decide what would work best for your situation. If you would like to purchase the Bluetti AC30, click the link below in the description. Remember to hit the like button and consider subscribing for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and have a good one.